Move Over Drink, I've got a new motto for the youth. It's called #NDJA, which stands for No Democracy, Just Anarchy. With this government shutdown, it's about time that we start taking advantage of it. And what I'm talking about is creating a little anarchy. And I'm here to help you DJ your rebellion with the album, which is appropriately named Bankrupt, like our government, by the French band Phoenix. And who knows anarchy and rebellion better than the French? No one. So I've always been a fan of Phoenix ever since 2009 when they came out with a lot of their really poppy mainstream songs, which are 1901 and Listomania. But this band really erupted and won me over last Thursday when I got to see them front row live at a concert in Columbus, Ohio. So yes, I changed my entire speech just so that I could share this with you. Wrote it last night. So I hope you enjoy it. Basically today I'll talk to you about 3 different things. One, the history on the band, because I always think that's really important for you to understand, who's creating something that you're listening to. It helps you better understand their creative ideas and where they're coming from, and it also, one, just makes you fully understand just kind of like the whole, it like encompasses everything that they're working on and helps you enjoy it more. Second, I'll talk to you about how the album Bankrupt, which is their new one, is melodically genius and how it's superior to the other things that they've produced, and also the lyrical intensity inside of it and how that contributes to the album overall. So first of all, who is Phoenix? Phoenix is a band of actually 5 players, but their traveling band is a lot larger because they have things in their songs that take more than just 10 hands. But, they're what we would call the veterans of the music world. A lot of them are getting close to 40, which I know doesn't sound cool, but trust me, they are. And they've been all over the plains. They've done the whole European nightclub underground circuit back in the 2000s, but over the past 13 years, they've been working towards becoming more of a mainstream and universal band that everyone recognizes. So, like all great bands, they started in the garage of their lead singer, Thomas Mars, back in 1999, just as a way to kill time, because a lot of them were unemployed and didn't really know what to do with themselves. So, this eventually formed into their current setup, where it's Thomas, Dex, Dex's brother, who is called Marcus, and the other one, his name is Theo. So all of them kind of came together as friends, and they've been working to put out albums consistently over the past 13 years. They really didn't gain a lot of notice statesides until their 4th album, Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix, which had a lot of their popular songs, which is what drawn my attention, which was the 1901, Listomania, and another one called Run, Run, Run. And since then, since they became, more popular on this side, they started doing the circuit of where they would travel to the larger venues and the larger festivals like Coachella, Lollapalooza, South by Southwest, and Austin City Limits. After they, played those shows and saw that they had a large following over in the United States, they were given their own tour by Glassnote, which is the recording label that has them on contract currently. So with Bankrupt being their 5th album and coming off of such a great success of their 4th work, they had big shoes to fill and also big expectations from their newer fans that were just starting to get into them. So because of this, they had to create an album that spoke to the people that were already their fans and that have been their fans, and also attract new fans and basically retain people's attention, which is always the goal of an artist. So they started off their first album with the song Entertainment, which is, very synthetic in a lot of the beats that it uses. It's upbeat and just really keeps the attention because it keeps you moving throughout the song. The lyrics are always changing, and it's always something that you can, pump your fist to and really get into. After that, they don't rest on their laurels. They try something new. They take that spin of like a traditional popular music upbeat, electric dance music song, and they slow it down. So they have a song called SOS in Bel Air, which the first time I listened to it, I actually had trouble figuring out if it was the same song or not, because the song has highs and lows in it, where it'll be extremely upbeat and fast, and you can tell that it's like, a popular song, and then it dips down, and then it goes into a lull where the synthesizers are used in a way that it's very slow and like methodical, and like you can tell that they thought out each beat. And then it pumps back up again when Mars sings Put Me on Your List, SOS in Bel Air, which is basically him just talking about like an experience that they had in California where they like couldn't get into a private party. Next comes later in the album is the song Chloroform, which Mars takes a chance to slow the beats down and transition into a ballad type song, which is something that isn't normally seen in electric dance music. You normally don't have really slow songs because those are reserved for more acoustics and things that are not done through computer generators or with synthesizers. But this is interesting just because it has like a steady beat by the drum, yet it keeps the emotion moving throughout the song with these upbeat little stints in it. Yet overall, the song is a ballad, which is really interesting. The music is great, but the lyrics in this album, above all, is what you really have to listen to. Sometimes I know that you can't always get into the lyrics because they're French, so they have a slight bit of accent, but all the lyrics are in English, so it's easy for you to understand. With them being close to the age of 40, they're kind of past that phase where they talk about, heartbreak and, the whole, misguided love at a youth's age. So they do what all adults do, and they complain about their job, which is kind of ironic because they're singing about it. They're singing about, their life as a musician and as an entertainer, all while they're singing it to you. So it's paradoxical, but it's also witty and funny at the same time. In their first song, Entertainment, Mars recounts the struggles of being an entertainer on the road. He sings lyrics such as, no love, I love, the loneliness. He talks about the struggles of being on the road and away from families and friends. However, he counters this by saying, entertainment, what do you do to me? I take the trouble and get out of my mind. Basically what this is talking about is that he loves the fact of being an entertainer because, he gets those moments on stage at night where you have 4,000 people singing back your lyrics to you, which, he loves. Yet at the same time, the other part of his day is traveling from city to city on a bus with, the same people that he's been on tour with for 6 months. So it's really just kind of like a song that recounts the love-hate relationship of what he does. And then the next song that he kind of really gets into is one called Trying to Be Cool, which is a song solely about the fact that the band recently in the past few years has to deal with being more of a famous band. So, especially being stateside, when they go places, they have to always be thinking of their persona and the way that people see them. So this song recounts it. And he gives an homage to the audience and basically says a thank you in this song just for everything that they've done for the band and supporting them by saying, cool, I'm just trying to be cool, it's all because of you. So that's really cool because, not a lot of artists attribute their success to their audiences except for in acceptance speeches when they've just been handed a trophy or an award. The last song, Bankrupt, which is, although I'm talking about lyrics, the interesting thing about this song is the fact that it doesn't have many lyrics. It's actually almost entirely a instrumental song, which is not, again, it's also something that they're revolutionarily doing on this album because not a lot of albums these days have just purely instrumental because that's really not what sells. Yet they take the risk and they do an almost all instrumental song. In the last 2 minutes of the 7-minute song, Thomas Mars sings a line saying, California rich and young, self-entitled portrait, over and over. So the lyrics aren't very clear, and I try to look up what they meant, but no one really knows. I guess my best guess for it would just be the fact that, he's just saying that because this is the song Bankrupt, and that's what they ended up titling the album, just the fact that, you know, they put all their emotions and, you know, everything that they've done into this album. They're kind of, you know, out of everything, and it's really kind of just, you know, a self-portrait of the band and what they've gone through the past few years. You know, overall, it's just a great, you know, under the radar band, which is worth your time to go check out. They have plenty of experience and past material for you to enjoy, which is always a big plus for me, because I'd never want to get into a band if, you know, they only have one album, because then it's kind of a bit of a letdown. However, before you go exploring, check out their new album, Bankrupt, because melodically excels, the lyrics just add to the experience and the mood of the music. And, you know, so I promised you music for your anarchy, so this is definitely an album that encompasses their popular upbeat songs that you can dance to and party to, but then at the same time there are songs that, you know, can really slow it down and make it just like the perfect playlist. Like, I haven't stopped playing it in my car since last Thursday, so I think it's the best thing to listen to when you're on a road trip or just driving around. So check out songs like Entertainment, SOS in Bel Air, Chloroform, Trying to Be Cool, and also the song Bankrupt, which is 7 minutes and just instrumental. It's just something different than what you're used to. It's definitely worth it. So I hope that you'll check out this band.